Okay, we are now into lesson 1.4 of chapter 1. Participate in an economy. In this section, we're going to define the three economic roles and state how they affect supply and demand, and also discuss the standard of living and quality of life. All people share the economic roles of citizen, worker, and consumer. Your roles affect our economy, supply, and demand. As a citizen, your role as a citizen is to vote. That means that you need to stay informed and make sure you go out and vote responsibly. Make sure you know all of the candidates' positions. As a worker, your responsibility, your role is to work. You're part of the process that supplies goods and services. Also, the wages you earn as a worker also allow you to buy things that you need and want, which then creates demand. Then lastly, as a consumer, your role is to make decisions to buy or not to buy products and services. So as an individual buyer, you have a big influence on our economy because you're the one, as a consumer, out there making the decisions of what is in demand. So let's talk about supply and demand. Demand is the relationship between the amount of goods or services that consumers are willing and able to buy and the price of the goods or service. Supply is the amount of goods or services that the businesses are willing and able to provide, and the price of the good and service. Supply and demand effect on price. So, demand. As the demand for a good or service increases, the price tends to go up. And as the demand begins to fall, the prices generally decrease or go down. So, like typically when a product usually comes out and it's high in demand, it's usually more expensive. But as our demand decreases, say the product's been out for a while, a lot of people already have it, so there's less people wanting it, that would cause our prices to go down. Supply. So what's the price effect on price with supply? When a product is in short supply, our prices tend to increase if the demand stays the same. And then there's other factors that have an effect on the price as well. Some other factors may be such as maybe if the materials used to make the product are naturally scarce, that could cause our prices to be higher because there's less natural resources, materials to produce the product, so therefore it increases our price. So I think the book used an example. I think it was diamonds, if I remember right. So diamonds are usually only found in certain countries, so that causes our price for them to increase. Therefore, that's why they're more expensive. All right, so now let's talk about standard of living. Standard of living refers to the way that you live is measured by the kind and quantity of goods and services that you can afford. And quality of living is the satisfaction and enjoyment that you get from your life. All right, so that completes section 1.4. That's the end of chapter 1. Make sure you take a look through the chapter. Take a look also at the study guide provided. I find it might be easy for you to fill out that study guide as you are reading the chapter. That way you don't have to try and go back and find the answers. You can just fill it in as you're reading and as you find the answer. Make sure you review that before you take the test. Also, there should be a assignment, I think, due this week. Make sure you get those in before the due date and complete the test.